Hi everybody, so today I am going to do a review of the ESV reader set. Now this is the new set that recently came out that has the verse numbers in it. So these are going to be different than the previous editions that have come out. So this one is going to be the black cloth over board, as we can see there. And this one is going to come in a thick, you can kind of see the thickness there. I'll zoom in closer. So we can see that that cardboard slipcase is going to be fairly thick. It measures out at 8.5 inches tall, 8.5 inches wide, and it does have a taper here, so it makes it to where you can pull these out of there a lot easier. And then it goes from 6 inches down here to 4 5/8. So it really doesn't take up a lot of space on your bookshelf. On the sides, on the two sides, left and right, we've got the ESV in gold. The rest of the sides are all just going to be black. But you can see the way that that tapers. It does make it to where you can go ahead and pull the books out quite a bit easier. So we're going to have our 6 volumes. As we can see on here, they are going to be labeled. So we've got Pentateuch, historical books, poetry, prophets. I have Gospel and Acts here, and then we've got epistles and Revelation. They're all numbered on here, 1 through 6. Got ESV and Crossway. So because they are different thicknesses, all of the books, they're going to measure out at 8 inches tall, 5.5 inches wide, and then they are going to vary anywhere from just under an inch thick all the way up to 1 3/4 inches. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the book. So we've got the black cloth over board. One thing to keep in mind on this black, if you do have a pet that has really fine hair like a cat and also some dogs, it is going to attract the hair. So you might want to, if you do get this set, maybe just buy a roller with it and just roll it before you put it back in the case. On the spine, we've got in gold, Gospel and Acts, ESV, this one is book number 5, English Standard Version, and Crossway. But nice material, but it does attract things, so keep that in mind. On the inside, we're going to have a black paper paste down liner. And then we'll get into our title pages. This will be the 2016 version of the text. So it'll have a table of contents. I do really like that they use red in this. And then we've got the Gospel according to Matthew in that same shade of red, which is very nice. I really like that they have the 2 colors on here. So we're going to have the arrival and history of Jesus and Messiah in red, and then the first letter of the in red, and then right next to that we can see that little number 1. So we're going to be starting Matthew, and this would basically be 1:1. And then we will see along here all of our verse numbers, so we can see the little number 2 right in front of Abraham. So it is really nice because you can see that you're not getting any distractions at all, but yet you can just get lost in the text when you're reading this. And that is one really nice thing about a reader set, is you pick it up and you just read, which I really, really like. But this one is nice because with that having the verse numbers, you can use this set with a reading plan, where the other one made it a little bit harder to know where you were at. The font in this one is going to be a 12-point font, so really nice and readable. You can see how clear that is. Very nice paper. The previous ones were an 80 GSM. This feels a little bit thinner, but I'm not sure the GSM, but we can see right there that super clear. And it's also got the text away from the gutter enough that text doesn't fall into the gutter, so the layout is really nice. It is line matched. The only spots that aren't going to be is when we've got little like poetic type sections, and that's just going to be because the spacing on there is going to be different, but the whole rest of it is going to be line matched. So really easy on the eyes, makes it really nice to read. Each one of these is sewn, so we've got black and yellow head and tail band. You can actually see the folds on the signatures there. Each one will come with a ribbon marker. It is just a single satin on there, but it is nice that each one does have a ribbon. Now I am going to show you real quickly the layout on this one. So we've got page 185, and then we're going to go to the one that does not have the chapter and verses. So the pagination is going to be the same. It's just going to be just a tiny bit off, and I'll show you why. So like if we look up at the top, we can see then you be invited, and then down at the bottom we have said to his servant. And if we look on this one here, we're going to see that we start with the same, then you be invited, but then down here we can see that we're not going to be in the same spot on there. So on this one, we've got to his servant on the other side. So we've got it just a hair off. And the reason being is because if we look at, like right here, we can see God, and then we've got the word but. There's a little bit more of a space there because I do have to have a spot to put that verse number. So we can see on this one here how much closely those are together. So the pagination is going to be really, really close. Might just be just a few words off is all. So if you do have this set and was reading, you would be able to just pick back up in this one and be able to know where you're at, especially since it does have the verses. So that is one really nice thing. We can see over here on the top, we've got Luke 13:30. So we're going to start here with verse 30. And then on this other page, we've got Luke 14:21. So that's going to be the last verse. So this one is going to be where it starts on this page. This one will be where we leave off on that one. But just a great size. They're very light, really easy to read in bed. Like I like to sit up and read, and then once I start to get tired and lay down, this is still light enough to hold up over your head while you're lying down and reading and have it not be too heavy. So that is really nice. But I really like that they use the red in there. And in the back, once we get to the back here, we're going to have our index of chapters. So if you wanted to quickly find a chapter, like for example, we've got John, and if you wanted to go find John 3:16, we can see that 226 there. So if we just go to that page, we've got 226, and bam, there is John 3:16 right there. So really easy to go find what you're looking for, but just an excellent way to just get lost in God's Word, not be distracted with references, nothing in the center column, no study notes or anything, just the text. But it is so nice to be able to keep track of where you're at. So that is one reason why I really wanted to get this set, so that I can use it with my reading plan and be able to keep track, because it's just so nice to have such a nice clean text and just so readable. You're not getting any ghosting, anything like that. Just a beautifully done set. So really nice. They are going to do this one also in a goat skin, and I believe in a cowhide overboard as well. But what I'll do is I'll link this one in the description box. I'll also link the other one in there as well, and then I'm going to link the video that I did of this cowhide overboard that doesn't have the chapter and verses. So if you kind of wanted to see this one versus the other, now they are just a hair thicker. So we can see this one on the right is just a hair thicker. And then, of course, they're going to have a little bit wider ribbon and a double satin ribbon. But you're also going up in price. But excellent reader set. I would definitely, if you're a fan of the ESV and you want to just have a nice reading Bible to where you can just get lost in it, these are great. Plus, if you just wanted to take one with you somewhere and you were running errands and you might have a wait like at a doctor's office, this is great to read from. It's not big and just makes it just a joy to read from. But really well made. Crossway's products are always just super, super nice. So we'll get this one back in the case. Now the case on this one, it is a little bit on the snug side to pull them out of there, but not real big. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space. On there we can see that it's not much wider than the book is tall. So perfect size to put on your bookshelf. So I would definitely recommend this set if it's something that you're interested in. And there will be links in the description box. And I would like to thank Crossway for sending out this copy for review. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.